everyone, this is Amanda, and I have, like so many of you have already mentioned, just enjoyed this course so much, and know that I will continue to reflect on all we've learned and continue to develop my own personal philosophy of education. So when thinking about the question, what makes me a Christian educator and what I'm going to remember from this course, first and foremost, it comes back to the Holy Spirit for me. Like, I am reminded again and again that I can do nothing in my own power. It's truly not by might or power or my strength, but only through the Holy Spirit that I can even be a Christian teacher and do any of this. I also want to remember that theology matters, because what we believe about God matters, and what we believe about God can and should shape the way we live, teach, and think about education. So that was kind of my opening and frame for how I reflected on my beliefs and these various philosophical and theological topics. I think one of my biggest influences when I think about how I am a Christian educator would be my why of education has kind of become more cemented. One of the quotes from George Knight that I just loved, that really explains my why for teaching, is that all Christian education points back to the restoration of the image of God in each student and reconciliation of students with God, to their fellow students, their own selves, and the natural world. So just remembering that the end of education is transformation, but also knowing that that doesn't really have to do with me, but the Holy Spirit working in and through everything, the learning environment, curriculum, methods. So, and three themes that I think are going to stick with me and impact me as a Christian educator. One would be the foundation of creation and the goodness in creation. So knowing like that metaphysical reality that our worldview is based in creation, and that we are created in the Imago Dei is so important for how I think I view myself, how I view my fellow students, and especially in thinking about women's ministry and ministry to women, understanding the Imago Dei and that we're created for good, has implications for how we view our bodies and for relationships. So I want to remember that. To the priority of hope, especially hope in the curriculum. So the idea of hope helps me keep an eternal perspective, remembering that Jesus is coming back. He wins in the end, and that one day things really will be made new. Helps give me hope and perseverance, but also as a reminder to keep sharing hope in the curriculum. And finally, the idea of grace. So trying to encourage opportunities for people to reflect on their own need for grace, remembering my own need for grace, and then recognizing all the ways God gives it. And I'm going to read a quote from my paper that kind of summarizes the importance of grace. So it's connected to soteriology. So when thinking about soteriology and teaching, I know an emphasis for me would be on God's grace. It's my prayer that as we study grace together, it becomes easier to practice grace. And as we reflect on how much we've been forgiven and been given, we can be spurred on to be salt and light to the world, agents of redemption, ministers of reconciliation, and we get the privilege then of ushering in little bits of shalom this side of heaven. So those are things I want to remember and ways I see myself as a Christian educator. Thanks.